My name is Matthew Dwinells. I was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. I lived in New Jersey and I had a business for 25 years. And I sold the business and we sold our house to move to the Philippines. We went to an orphanage in Mexico for 3.5 years as kind of a training ground, as a stepping stone, if you would, to go to the Philippines. But we were successful here in the US. We had a house, a pool. And we moved to the Philippines with the desire to work with a particular church there who had an orphanage. When we got there, they put the whole orphanage in our hands. It was a surprise to us because we thought we were just going to be assisting them. But we became the directors of the orphanage. We named the orphanage Kids Philippine Missions. We've been in the Philippines now for going on 13 years. We've had upwards to 34 kids living with us. And we've had more than that, but at one time, 34 kids living with us. And, well, it was street kids. We were living in Cebu. So we would be driving to church or to some event, and the multicab, as they're called, multicabs or jeepneys, the kids would be sitting in the back, and there's no back door. That's the way they are designed to. And as we get to a traffic light, they'd see some of their old street kids' friends calling to them, and they'd run away. To prevent that, we moved to another island. It was actually a suggestion by a psychologist that I talked to in Cebu. He said, just like you would for an alcoholic or any addiction, you would you move to a new area, get new friends. Don't hang around the people that caused you to drink or encouraged you to drink or whatever the problem you had, but get new friends, new location, surround yourself with new things, and so that you can make a better adjustment. So we did that. We moved to Bohol. We stopped having runaways. They call it Malayas in the Visayan Islands, because they would go to school and not come home. And next thing you know, they were gone for 2 weeks. They would jump off the back of the jeepney. They would just run away in the middle of the night because they wanted to go play. They were tired of schoolwork. And when you're playing all your life and you're 7, 8, 9 years old and you've never done schoolwork is tedious. It's tedious if you have done it all your life. But the transition to Bohol made a big change in these kids' lives. Their grades went up. There was no more running away. Unless they wanted to swim a 2-hour boat ride, there was no more running away. They didn't have friends that would support them there to come back to the street. And they could make something of their lives. They could be something. They can contribute to the community instead of taking from the community. And that's what our desire was. But also, we were there not to just feed them, educate them, pat them on the back, and send them to hell. We were there to share the gospel with them, to share what Jesus Christ did for them. Jesus Christ died for the sins of the world. And by trusting in him, we have salvation. We don't deserve it, but he is good and we are not. So these kids are now, the oldest is 26, and the youngest we have living with us is 19. We only have 5 boys. Possibly next year we'll have 2 more boys. We had 7 kids living with us early on, but because of COVID, and people were traveling, because they have families and they want to visit their families. So they traveled to visit their families, and they got stuck in that other island because of lockdowns. And so it kind of messed things up for everybody, I'm sure. But they pressed through with their school, and we have 3 in college right now. 1 for engineering, 1 is actually just finishing college. He's on OJT. Two are on OJT. One's OJT as a mariner, and the other one's OJT as air conditioning and refrigeration. So electrical engineering and that. And we have we have two college graduates, auto tech and hotel and restaurant management. So we're proud of them. We've had kids that lived with us and to think that some of these kids went to school and only started in third grade and went to fifth grade and then took a test and tested out. If in America you would call, they clept it out. They clept out their high school and went into college. That's remarkable. They've been studying hard. They had to work harder than other kids at college because they didn't have the background, but they had to get ahead because they were behind everybody else. And nature kicks in and hormones kick in, and they want to be adults and they want to have an adult life. They want to have wives or husbands. And well, we're thankful to God that He has intervened in such a way that most of these kids are doing well. We can't say all of them. Everybody has attrition, but I would say that 70% of these kids are well on their way to a good life.